Once again, expanding initiative of the 21st Century American Apprenticeship Program, expanding the American Apprenticeship Program H-1B industries occupations. 8 some points will be awarded based on the extent of the application demonstrates the American Apprenticeship expansion strategy, and including activities that will allow the application to achieve the greater scale of existing apprenticeship programs, new programs for the lay of the foundation, future scale of the statewide, multiple state, regional, and national level general times, and sign up the additional employers launching additional sites, and reviewers will consider likelihood of the strategies addressing the workforce training issues identified with the statement needed, as well as the how the strategies align with the goals and milestones, outcomes of the project. The strong efforts of the promote the apprenticeship of the employers, increasing the awareness of the values of the benefits of the American Apprenticeship Program is effective approach to address the skill need of the industry. Is the 3-point degree to which the application is identified in strategies to expand the American apprenticeship opportunities at IT occupations and fields such as computers and software design and other occupations applicable across the number of the industries. The IT skills and computer program, information data processing, digital skills, for example, healthcare, information computer numerical contract control, CNN machining, etc. Innovation increasing or the turning investment of the apprenticeship of the 8 points will be awarded the extent of the project designed to the account of the all major costs necessary to achieve the key outcomes. Reviewers will consider the application details for the major costs associated with the project, provided the reasonable plan to cover the total cost of the project through the grant leverage of resources, the responsible feasibility of the application approaches, the cost saving impact of leverage resources, and which will allow the grant's funds to be utilized strategically. Reviews will also consider the application approach and sufficient ensure that all costs can be covered by the implementation of the comprehensive project designed to ensure the adequate leverage of resources for all apprenticeship to complete the training, to extend the application progress proposes and strategies to reduce the upfront investment to create the scale apprenticeship programs such as a consortia based on approaches to curriculum leverage existing industry standard of the curriculum, creating online remoting platforms, distributing training content to accelerate the amount of time of the employer apprenticeship must invest before receiving the full proficiency in skills such as flexibility, accelerated learning models, competency-based progression strategies, and accelerated with the time in the employer. Apprenticeship must invest before reaching a full proficiency in the skill. The extent which in the application incorporates mechanisms to qualify apprenticeship training the employer sponsors externally new employer partnership interests in scaling model. The mechanism can include the industrial specific values of the employer, such as decreased material wastage in manufacturing or improved patient outcomes in healthcare, etc. in 10 points. 2 points. In three innovations except for underrepresented populations. Points will be awarded the strength of application outreach, the recruitment plan likelihood, which will result in underrepresented populations having access to partnership in the opportunities of young women of color, person with disabilities, low skilled populations, including transition services and other quality innovation strategies proposed. Likelihood that will break the down barriers, increase the opportunities for the member underrepresented populations to use their apprenticeship as a pathway to skilled occupations and industry. Note the reviewers will consider whether the application will provide access to the quality apprenticeship and other innovative models that have service of on-ramps to the American Apprenticeship Opportunities. Please see Appendix B for more models. The level commitment to the integration strategies which will ensure the underrepresented persist of the American Apprenticeship Program as specified. The breadth of supportive services to ensure the persistence of training and work served through the project. This includes identifying the specific service provided, with specifying the plan to procure the specific type of service. Supportive services may include the Workforce Investment and Workforce Opportunity Act, Investment Opportunity Acts for supportive in services, especially participated in services, case management services, dependent care assistance, transportation assistance, mentoring, or other types of services that might be needed for the participation, seating, and training employment. The extent to which the application includes or other initiative and retention strategies such as effective mentorship, matching, frequently monitoring, pre-testing for the required skills, and etc. 3. The partnership policy and innovation to create supportive ecosystem for the apprenticeship at 8 points. Points will be awarded based on the level of engagement, collaboration, broad arrangement of the required operational partners described. 3. Eligible information to create conditions for the supportive Significant expansion of the American apprenticeship opportunity, the extent to which the application of project for the public workforce agency and the Administrative Workforce Investment Act of Title I, State, Local, and Workforce Investment at 1B at level. Collaborates with educational institution training providers, the community college, university system, adult education agency, career technical education agency, vocational agencies, state workforce educational continuation boards, or other secondary educational agencies. Review will consider the letters comment from the educational institutions will rejoin the registered apprenticeship college um, consortium that collaborates with state apprenticeship agencies or state apprenticeship councils in state where they exist. The extent with the partner commitments and contributions and levered resources, as well as the type of the role each partner insufficient to each ensure success of the project. For example, 3 points: developing and scaling an American program, promoting outreach, providing assistance with the program design, curricular training, providing facility, personnel to provide related technical instructions on the job training, learning, identifying the recruiting and serving potential program participation, underrepresented populations such as women, young women, color, persons with disability, low-skilled population, veterans, and including transition service members and others, carrying other administrative functions as other rules as applicable, the extent of which the application is documented, commitments of the public partner to the project substantial, the level of commitment substantial to measured by the example of the policy driven in the efforts success and sustain apprenticeship sector focus, the strategy system alignment efforts. For example, the reviewers may consider plans to establish modified state and local institutional policies, other mechanisms support employers' demand on the apprenticeship tax credits, training vouchers, grants, utilization requirements, leveraging of existing systems of resources. For example, strategies align with the long-term funding streams behind the apprenticeship model, including the federal funds and diverse array of partnerships at the Pell Title IV, Financial Federal Work Study, GI Bill benefits, supplemental nutrition assistance, education, training, and funding, Workforce Investment Act, Workforce Opportunity Investment Act, um, uh, state local funding on the job training of the state workforce dollars funding for the participation community college private sectors and the investment funds, e.g. training funds and social impact bonds, industrial association, labor organization, etc. 5. The 21st century American sector focused employer commitments. 8 points. Points will be awarded based on the strength employer engagement project discussion, either commitment with the Department of Labor, the federal recognized state apprenticeship agencies to register the new apprenticeship program and hire apprentices, review with the consideration applications identified with the 3 employers who actively engage with the project that they have described. Employer reviews will also consider strengthening the employer's letters and commitments, including any large leverage resources, commitment contributions to the project, the extent of which the application identifies with regional, national, industrial representation, coordination, industrial association, and other evidence is designated as a manufacturing committee in the Investing Manufacturing Community Partnership of the IMCP. The Innovations American Apprenticeship Training 8 points will be awarded by the quality of the American Apprenticeship Program developed. The viewers will consider the extent of which applications transform and adapt alternative learning-based programs, rigorously education-based internship models of the American Apprenticeship Programs, significantly extended the existing successfully registered program, the extent of which a clear process to have been articulated with how the partnership will develop a new standard for the apprenticeship, the strength program, innovation, see the Appendix B, and the clearly understanding the key characteristics of the program, including the estimated time and apprenticeship to complete with the program. The clarity of the application describes the strategies that will be used to employ the training of the apprentice, including the plan for selecting apprenticeships in order to meet the service goals established. Section 2A for the FOA, the 60-month period of the performance application proposing service incumbent workforce. Existing workforce reviewer will award based on the extent of which the project will result in significantly upscaling the work proposed. Seek utilize apprenticeship model that makes and only the modest of the improvements of the skill where the current workforce will receive the fewer points, so then to make the significant improvements. Letters of commitment will not count against the 30-page limit for the project narrative. The strength of education training activities of support apprenticeship included on-the-job learning of the related technical instruction portions of the American Apprenticeship Program. The extent of the application provided the roadmap of the American Apprenticeship Program will lead the job advancements, college credits, and industrial recognized credentials of the newly hired and as applicable incumbent existing work. The work plan points will be awarded based on the comprehensive, clear organization of the project work plan to account for all the functions, activities included with the application, where the application includes unfeasible, realistic activities like capacity building up, startup and times, training and time frames, including the restoration, apprenticeship, and programs for the enrollment in the apprenticeship within 12 months of the grant award. Delivery of the key partners required for the implementation of the project. To the extent of the application, describe the process for the might accelerate the work and identifying how any potential or time completion goals that would be overcome. one point. The strength of the explanation of how the project milestones, outcomes, and outfits will program design overall time of the grant implementation. The organizational administrative official capacity, the extent to which the organization has a project staffing of the plan, which shows how its capacity to carry out the proposed project. The reviews will also level the qualification, experience, executive, administrative staff, as well as the personnel such as the boards, members, advisories, consultants to fulfill the needs of requirements proposed on the project, including the ability to strategic partnership, official, administrative, management, outreach, promotions, other key areas of the project management, the strength and administrative controls of the properly managed monitoring report, final funds, performance, the degree in which the application explains the proposed project will account for the performance system processes that enable the timeline, accurately finance performance reporting, allowing the expeditious procurement of procedures that comply with the federal, state, if applicable, and other relevant laws and requirements, including across partners as applicable. The extent to which the application provides a process reasonable time frame for the hiring project manager, key staff, visual administrative performance reporting case, etc., to ensure the project can begin immediately. The capacity to lead an organization, facilitate the communications among all levels of the project across the consortium members. The extent to which the application provides some strong examples of experience work in multiple partners, include the management process that usually led to the measurable results of the work and employers. 5. The budget and budget justification. The points will be awarded based on 3 points based on the extent of the budget, reasonable paid on the activities outlined in the project narrative. The proposed expenditures will support the expense of the apprenticeship opportunities for both employers and individuals. The strength of the feasibility of the application plan is leverage external resources to ensure application meets the goals of numbers of apprenticeships. See Section 2, as well as other outcomes proposed in response to Section 4B3. Reviewers will be considering the breadth of cash and kind of support, Pill Title IV, Financial Aid, Federal Work Authority, GI Benefits Supplement, Nutritional Assistance Program, Educational Training of the Workforce Fund, WIA, WIOA, State Local Funds, On-the-Job Training Funds, and the Workforce Dollars Funding, and the Participation Community College and Private Sectors Investments, e.g. Training and Investment Funds, Social Impact Bonds, Industrial Association, Labor Organization Funds. B, the review of the merit selection. 1, the merit review of the selection. A technical merit review panel will carefully evaluate the application against the selection criteria to determine the merit of applications. The criteria is based on the policy of the goals and prior emphasis set forth on the funding of the opportunity authority. Up to 100 points may be awarded to an applicant depending on the quality of the response provided. Final answer score will be included in mathematical normalization. Review panels will serve as a primary basis for selection of applications and funding. The results of the adversely in new nature of non-binding in the grant officer. The grant officer may make selections based solely on the final score, but reserves the right to interview the applicants to gain further details on plans described in the application. To clarify the information, take into consideration all the relevant factors where applicable. Such factors may include the geographical distribution of funds, partnership structures, scopes of innovation, NSP Appendix B, the level of expansions, the goal of new apprenticeships, and other relevant factors. The grant officer may also take considerations of the mix of industries and opportunities. Before awards are made, the grant officer will review eligibility against the requirements of Section 3, eligibility information of the FOA. Specifically, the grant officer will review your primary partnership composition to ensure the compliance with Section 3A, The grant officer considers any of the information that comes to his or her intention. The governmental may elect to award the grant with or without discussion with the applicant. Should the grant be awarded without the discussion, the award will be based on the application signatures. The F424 include the electronic signature of the via e-authentic, which constitutes a binding officer for the application of the grants glove. The risk review process. Every application evaluated to determine the risk posed on the application prior to making an ETA. Employment Training Agency will review information available through an Office of Management Budget, designated repository, governmental eligibility qualification, financial integration information, such as Federal Award Performance Integrity Information System, or Duns, Bradstreet, and Don't Pay. Additional employee training agency will comply with the requirements of Title II CFR Part 180 codified in Department of Labor at 29 CFR Part 98. Governmental Department suspension non-procurement. The risk evaluation incorporates results of evaluation, application eligibility, application screening, quality of its application, and merit review. The Department of Training Employment Training Agency determines that the award will be made in special conditions, considering the degree of the risk is assessed may be allowed and applied to the award. Criteria to be evaluated included financial statements, quality of the management system available, ability to meet the management standards prescribed in the Uniform Grantee Guidance. History of performance, the application required of the managing awards, cooperative agreements, procurement awards. If this prior recipient of the federal awards includes the timeless compliance with the applicable reporting requirements, if applicable, the extent to which its previously awarded amounts will be extended to the future awards. Reports and findings for the audits performed under Subpart F. The audit requirements on uniform grant and guidance or the reports of the findings other than availability audits and reports containing finding issues and non-compliance with question costs. The application ability to effectively implement statutory, regulatory, or other requirements imposed on the recipients.